loves, welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. I hope that you're all doing well. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Today's reading is all about a no contact situation. So somebody that you haven't heard from in a while. It could be long-standing no contact or a short-term no contact. But we're going to tap into what is on this person's mind and what they wish they could say to you right this moment. So of course, we want to welcome back all of our returning subscribers. Thank you to anybody new who has stumbled across the channel for the very first time. Be sure to drop your comments below and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already for your chance to win a free tarot reading with me. And I do offer that as just a thank you for your presence here. And all you have to do is drop your comment below any of my readings this month, and I will notify you in the comment section beneath your reading, but I will give you clear directions on how to reach out to me so we can get the ball rolling. I never send unsolicited DMs, so please protect yourself from people who could be posing as the Tarot Cottage here and on YouTube, YouTube and on Instagram. Specifically on Instagram, there's a lot of copycat tarot channels out there right now. But for today's topic, no contact. What do they wish they could say to you right now? We have pile number 1 with the Page of Cups, pile number 2 with the Death card, pile number 3 with the Two of Cups. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there could be messages waiting. And of course, my timestamps are always listed below. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Hello, pile 1. You were drawn to the Page of Cups, and this is your reading. No contact message. What do they wish that they could say to you today? Now, I just want to put a little bit of an aside message here to bear with me. I'm a little bit under the weather today, so my voice could crack, so just bear with me. But with the Page of Cups, this does speak about epiphanies and truths that have popped up suddenly throughout the no contact period. They may have even considered reaching out to you in part of this process as well, but they are worried about some type of feedback. I feel like they've received a lot of feedback in the in-between about you and the opportunity, and I feel like they're almost afraid to receive that feedback back from you. It's like they're afraid to hear your side. Maybe they're afraid that it's not mutual. But let's take a look here and see, using the Wildwood Tarot for you today. What do they wish that they could say right this moment? We have the Four of Cups, we have the Page of Swords. First of all, they're talking about what they do whenever they feel listless or helpless or bored. They check in on you, so they've been watching you. They're also speaking about school days with you, the two of you going to school together, for someone watching. We have the Ten of Pentacles, and they are talking about home and family and commitment. So they could be in a commitment cycle, for instance, at this point of their life. But I feel like they are frustrated in that environment, and they're saying that they thought that it would be a different experience, and they feel very bored in that environment. They also wonder about you and your dynamics. Are you happy? Because it's like they want to let you know about what they've experienced in life and how they've compared it to a life that they could have led with you. Here's the Six of Swords. And they're saying that they had to go through this period of transition in order to even gain that type of clarity. It's like I didn't realize, it's like that song from Passenger. You don't miss the light till it's burning low. So it's like I didn't realize this depth of emotion or this depth of feeling until it was too late. Here is now the Five of Pentacles. It says endurance. And for some, it could have been years between no contact in this situation. They're speaking here about the separation and how difficult that it is. Back of deck is the Two of Pentacles and the challenge, and the Six of Stones, exploitation. Ten of Swords, arrows. I feel like they really want to highlight how the lessons have been harsh for them. Even in the context of their commitment cycles. It's like they needed the awareness, they needed the experience to recognize what they could have had. They were too ill-equipped in the past. They didn't have any experience, or they didn't have the toolkit to be able to recognize what that was between the two of you. And they couldn't pinpoint it until they didn't experience it again. A moment in time with you, a touch, a feeling that they had. They didn't realize it was a singular event, and they didn't realize it was only associated with you. But they haven't felt it since. They haven't felt it since. So now they have that contrast to compare. So they are feeling kind of emotionally bored in their environment at this moment. And again, when they feel this way, they go back to a place where there was a lot of potential for them, a lot of potential for emotional growth. And they keep speaking here about youth and our, the past and when we were young. They wonder if they're all alone in this. And they want clarity. In a perfect world, you would lead that clarity, though. They're really highlighting an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini for the Divine Feminine. Here's the Ace of Pentacles. I'm hearing the song by Billie Eilish, the Bored song. Nine of Pentacles. The Six of Cups. Here we have the Hierophant with the Page of Pentacles. A huge message here is connected to this Five of Wands that is connected or supporting the Ten of Pentacles, because there is a restlessness in them. There's this competition inside of them, and they feel like they should have arrived. They should feel secure and confident with what they have built. They say that they've built a lot of things. They've built a lot of security for themselves. They've worked on their career. They've grown up. They've matured. But one thing that hasn't changed for them is the way that this connection made them feel in their past. And they are very reminiscent about you and the past. And I feel like they sometimes torture themselves with past opportunities with you that maybe they didn't completely follow through in, because there's a deep sense of friendship associated with how they feel too. And an innocence about the connection from the past. So maybe this did completely evolve into a romantic connection, or it should have gone farther than it did. But they associate a point in time or a point in history where they could have changed directions, and they didn't. And now they wonder about you, and they wonder about your capacity to offer them anything. They're showing you in like a family scene with children, with babies. So again, if they're watching you, they could be seeing that online. They could be seeing the life that you're building, and they wonder if you're emotionally driven there. You may be emotionally committed, but are you in love right now, is what they're asking. They have considered reaching out multiple times in the past as well, but they're worried that you will ignore them or that you won't want to hear from them, because they're very concerned about this being a mutual situation. Although I do feel like there is a very strong similarity between your dynamic and their physical dynamic as well. They could be married, you could be married, for instance, family. The challenges feel very much the same or very paralleled. Because they're saying, I don't know, I can't let go. I don't know how to let go. I don't know when I'll be able to let go. I can't let go in this moment. And now here's this, and sometimes they feel guilty about that. It even says here at the Six of Stones, exploitation. And look at all of those beehives behind that have been destroyed, or they're breaking down. There's a rake here that's broken. This is not a bad person who, fantasizes about stepping outside of their commitment for a thrill. They're a good person. I feel like they struggle because they feel guilty about the amount of emotion that they've applied here versus what they've built with another partner. And truly, Spirit says that's part of their emotional work, is to find balance with the life that they've chosen. What do they wish that they could say? Right this moment, please. We have, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart and give and receive the highest energy of all. We also have soulmate coming out on the back of the deck. They never felt that safety or security, and they also feel like they might have let you feel that way as well. But now they're opening up to say, you know what, it was always safe. I would have reciprocated. And they want to know if it's safe to approach you, if you would ignore them, or how you would react to them reaching out to you. They know that there are practical challenges to overcome. They know that there's a risk involved, but their biggest concern is not that risk. Their biggest concern is you just ignoring the message altogether. We have chemistry. There was a strong magnetic attraction here that if we had discovered it or explored it, it could have been the romance of a lifetime. because that's what they feel. They feel a very strong sense of soulmate connection to you. And they feel like you could have been the benchmark of their failure. It's like if they had gone on a different path with you, maybe I wouldn't be dissatisfied or bored in my environment now. Now, of course, some of that boredom is going to be connected to how they view something, how they view their environment, how they view themselves. But thoughts of you just pop up all the time. And it pops up as like a challenge for them. It pops up to challenge them to perhaps act upon it. It's like feedback about what they didn't do. They are worried about creating tower moments, and that's why they're just stoking the fire, and they're saying, I am not interested in making things difficult for you. I'm just stoking this fire. Now I'm hearing the song Home Fires Burning. It says, I bring you up all the time. And I don't necessarily feel like they do. They may have talked about you in the context of the past, but I feel like thoughts of you pop up all the time when they're not expecting it. What do they wish that they could say, please, to pile number 1? They want to apologize for waiting too long. Look at how the stems of the roses are turning brown. It's like I waited too long. It's like they expected the connection between the two of you to just be enough to create the momentum. It says you were the right person, but the wrong time. Ooh, big explosion. We have, I stalk your social medias when I think about you. I also just saw I'm scared to feel. On the floor now, we have a bunch, so let's take a look at these. I'm always going to hold a candle for you. I have been shook since I laid eyes upon you, but I was a big chicken. I do feel like they want to apologize for not being generous enough with you and not being forward enough with you. They just highlighted glasses for someone, somebody with issues with the eyes or glasses, a strong prescription. You're my personal miracle. And I just also heard soft space to land. Please don't give up. But they want to know about your clarity. Drape me in your sunshine. I wish that we could start over. I also saw a reference to wanting to take care of all of you. So there's a very physical component to their curiosity. I don't feel like they were able to cross the line, or they don't feel like they were able to truly explore that from a true sense or a confident place. They feel like they have way more skills now that they could show you. What do they wish they could say right now, please, to pile number 1? I've been focused on money because I've been building for myself. They are also referencing a lot of songs that sometimes play that remind them of you. I've thought about surprising you with a date. I've been trying to manifest our connection. And they may be trying to manifest communication. I can't deny, pile 1, that you may hear from this person one day. And I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. I do feel like there could even be a lengthy delay to no contact that continues. But this person contemplates communication with you often. They are open to hearing from you, though, I feel. I've been sending messages in the 5D. They're also referencing a trip that you may have taken or a trip that they wanted to take you on. I am very sensitive deep down. I just put up a big front. The thought of explaining myself and apologizing to you scares me. I don't want to see any pain or disappointment in your eyes. They're also referencing the offer, having an offer for you. I feel like they had an offer for you in the past, but I feel like their inexperience was really playing a major role in their confidence and being able to bring that forward towards you, pile 1. Advice for pile 1. What can you expect in the future of this connection? What might this person do in the future? We do have soulmates coming out with Imagine. Back of the deck says there's no place like home. I do feel like foundations and commitment cycles could be a major roadblock to any type of reunion in this connection. I feel like this person is fantasizing about you. There's a lot of reflection that they need to make if they truly believe that you're their soulmate. That means that maybe you're worth the steps that they feel guided to take to reconnect or to find clarity in the situation. What's really profound about this message is the emperor penguin that sits and incubates the egg. The female lays it and then she goes out to hunt. She's gone for months and he sits and incubates the egg. So even if it's been months, even if it's been years, they're saying that I'm still sitting upon this connection. I'm still incubating the potential. I may be afraid, there's the chicken card. I may be afraid to execute the potential, but that doesn't mean I've stopped thinking about you. And they feel like you're a part of the foundation of what built them. It's like you have played a major role in building the person that I am today. And they really want to let you know about the impact that you had upon them. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. The last thought they had about pile 1 in the bowl. Please. If you're new to the channel, I do end each pile with a charm cast. Starting with Teeny Tiny Tarot. They feel like they made really poor judgment calls when it comes to love, when it comes to relationship. They feel like they kept you waiting because they were worried that luck wasn't on their side or that you weren't ready or you didn't want them. Like they were very confused by you. There could have been a cat and mouse game happening. There's this feeling about waiting for perfection to happen. And then stalling so much that I ran out of time. It's like they gave up before the reward came in. We do have the ant. Now, I will say here, there's a lot of longing when we have the saxophone here in the bowl. And there's a reference to the divine feminine doing work. So they're saying that they may not be able to create change or clarity, but they are hoping for divine feminine energy to do some of the work to create the gap there, or to bridge the gap. We have live your dream. Leo energy and also Scorpio energy coming through. We also have the honey cells that are filled with honey. There's 6 of them. I often think of commitment cycles or karmic exchanges that are happening. And also the truth of this connection is that nothing that you experienced will ever go to waste. Nothing has been wasted. It's just our perception of everything that feels like there was a waste, because there was something very profound about the epiphanies and the feelings that were woken up by this connection. But now it just feels like a dream. It says, live your dream. That's what they learned. All right, pile 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can notify you. Also, liking my content helps me to bring more content to you as well, so I'd really appreciate a like on this video as well. I also offer readings through my Etsy account, a private reading, and that link is below too, and I do update that shop daily. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the Death card, and this is your reading. No contact. What do they wish they could say to you today? Now, the Death energy is all about endings that can bring in new beginnings. You can see that there's this rib cage with all of these flowers coming out of it. And part of the flowers, one of the major flowers that are coming out, is this beautiful lily, which is a symbol of spiritual love. And I do feel like this was a reflection or a truth that did reveal itself. Not perhaps because of momentum in the connection, but maybe because of blockages or obstacles. Because they're showing the heart like pumping wildly, actually. Just like Morticia Adams says, that the heart is a wild animal. That's why we have to keep it behind a cage. So there's a feeling about keeping themselves suppressed about the spiritual love that they have, even in the present moment. But they have discovered it themselves. This could also be references to, again, endings that bring in new beginnings, the challenges of being able to express this spiritual love to you despite the no contact. I also want to put a little bit of a side message that I am suffering a bit of a cold, so please bear with me if my voice cracks or breaks. We have the Knight of Swords. They are starting with this revelation of like, I wish I'd revealed more of myself sooner. It's like they kept themselves very protected. Here's the Page of Cups. And they're saying that although contacting you would empower them, it might be something that they have to keep hidden. Here's the Chariot. We have the Ace of Pentacles. And there is something that they are currently protecting. So they do wear masks when it comes to their feelings for you. And they are saying, I can't let other people know how I feel about you. This is a very quiet revelation that they've come to as they've sort of compared your energy to other people. And they say that there is something missing without you around. Because it feels like they miss you in a sense of like almost friendship. But there's the Two of Cups as well. Now, this is a situation where it could have went from like friends into lovers. It could have stayed at friends and should have moved into lovers. But they're really reflecting this reunion and even potential for the future. That if they could go back or if they could overcome the obstacles, they would try again. And because I'm reading for the collective, the challenges are going to look differently, but they're all going to be represented by the same themes. The challenge of the Chariot could be being pulled emotionally in different directions from the past and into the future, and someone who knows that they should let go. The challenge of the Chariot could also be representing being pulled different directions because of people and because of relationships at this time. But they are saying that they really regret not taking a chance and not like stepping outside of their comfort zone with you. And they're showing like for someone watching like a gymnasium, like almost like batons twirling. Because they feel like they kept so much of themselves hidden. And they feel like one conversation could have changed everything. They know that they left you feeling confused about the dynamics between the two of you because it feels like a very blurred line between friends and relationship here. And they are claiming that they were the problem. There's a very heavy, strong energy surrounding friendship, and this was actually similar in pile 1, so there could be a message waiting for you there as well. There is this reference to reunions and friendship and protecting a friendship. But they weren't actually protecting a friendship. They were protecting themselves in that moment. And they're also saying that sometimes they would come in hot, or they would be very flirtatious with you, and then they would retract and pull that back. Now this could be switched and reversed. You could have been the one being very kind of hot and heavy and then pulling your energy back. But I just feel like there was like a banter that went back and forth between friendship and potential lovers. And it just was too playful. It's like friendship became the obstacle between the two of us because we developed a deep connection with each other. We developed caring. We cared about one another. And that just complicated everything. Because I feel like their feelings for you arose much sooner before the friendship truly formed. And that presented a bigger obstacle. You would think that getting closer to someone would make it easier, but that's not how it went. They felt like they got friend zoned, but they also feel like they put themselves in the friend zone. Because they were wishy-washy. It's like, again, it's like we were sometimes really, really flirtatious and playful with each other, and we were teetering on becoming a couple, and then we would just pull back. I also feel like there could be travel associated with this person. Maybe they traveled a lot, or they were gone quite a bit while you were at home. But I feel like you've grown, you've aged, and there's a sense of empowerment even in that. Like you've changed, and they don't know how. That's part of like the angst as well. I don't know you anymore. I don't know, we don't talk anymore like that song says. So I don't know how you've changed. And there can even be nods to like fertility with the rabbits here. The Queen of Pentacles is a beautiful person. She's kind of arrived at a position where she deserves to be sitting on her throne. You know, maybe she's arrived at her career. She's arrived in her relationship. And they don't want to mess any of that up for you. And but they also really want to clear the air. These are the things that they want to say because they made you feel maybe like they weren't, like you were an option, or that they were just messing around, and they weren't. They were struggled because it felt like a spiritual love. And they say that they kept that behind a cage. They're also claiming that you guys have moved apart, or the two of you are physical, like there's a distance between the two of you in this moment, not just an emotional distance, but a distance in between. And the longer we go between contact, the harder it is for us to come back together. And it could be a couple of years, and that's being generous. I feel like there could be many, many years for someone watching where you have not talked to this person. That doesn't mean that there's nothing energetically happening, because there's still so much swirling between the two of you. Back of deck is the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Cups. A lot of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, specifically Cancer energy here today for the Divine Masculine. And I feel like they could be a dad now, right? They could be moving into family energies with the Ten of Pentacles. And they're a loyal person. They're a good person. They're not the type of person to step outside of that situation. But they still want you to know that the loyalty that they have towards you is steadfast, and it's there. They will always care about you. They will always hold a place for you. They just want you to feel secure about that fact. It doesn't matter what the dynamics, how the dynamics change. It doesn't matter if they're capable of creating closure. They want you to understand the facts of the case. They may be committed. They may be happy in that commitment. They may be building something that they're really proud of, but it doesn't hide the loyalty that they have to you. It's like they have compartmentalized it, and there's a place for it, and there always will be. We notice the dog and the dog, but if we look really closely, it looks like a third dog sitting underneath that blanket, and he keeps it protected. They sometimes will step into the internet world or on the online world and try to find you online on your social media. I don't think that they make a habit out of that because it's painful for them, or it presents a challenge for them. What do they wish that they could say? We have that we think that you're a soulmate. We have here healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. I also saw a nod to red flags. Now, we did see the Ten of Pentacles, so there could be a family issue here. We also have unrequited love. Now, the bottom of this card, I've never liked the message. It says there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep the relationship going. It wasn't about attraction, and it definitely was not about chemistry. But they made you feel like it was unrequited because they protected themselves. And this is what they want to correct. They want to correct your view of the past so that you don't go forward carrying that weight. Because they already feel like they're carrying the weight of the revelation. What do they wish they could say, please, to pile number 2? I am watching you from the outside. I'm trying to become a better person, but you do take my breath away. So it's if anybody could tempt them away from their commitment cycles, it might be you. But I also feel like this person has a really good, like they're filled with some type of integrity as well. I don't know what to do to fix things because I made my bed and I have to lie in it now. But they fantasize about you. I don't want anyone to get hurt. They're also highlighting past life connection, feeling connected to you even from before this time frame. What do they want to say to pile number 2, please? I'm coming forward with an offer, but no one knows I still think about you, and there's definitely jealousy associated with you. So let's ask about that. Now, of course, I'm reading for the collective, so an offer may not be forthcoming for all. What do they think about when they think about making communication or making contact, please? Queen of Cups. It's definitely a temptation that's on their mind, especially there's certain songs that come into their mind that make them feel connected to you, make them wonder if you want communication. but it's like they're worried that you have moved on. And they may be waiting for clarity. It's like reunions are not necessarily far from their mind, but they may be waiting for a clear pathway to communicate. So reaching out to you is not off the table, but they may be waiting until a cycle closes, till this death cycle kind of completes itself. And that could mean that they reflect upon coming back towards you in reunions if and when your or their relationship cycles come to an end. What do they wish that they could say right now to pile 2, please? It says here, I'm going after what I want. The 4 of Wands. It's like twin flame energy. But I'm still chained to my past. So that's the reason why they may not be able to make a lot of efforts towards you in this moment. But it triggers them. You have taught me so much. And I watch you, I just can't help it. Again, it doesn't feel like a habit, but they know what you're up to. I should have ran after you. And I feel like there is like this feeling about frustrating delays in that, like they delayed. We also have you give me mixed signals on the back of the deck, and now there's someone else as well. So it's like not only were there mixed signals, but also now things have complicated themselves beyond those mixed signals into other people, third party, for instance, as well. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 2, please. The last thought that they had about pile number 2 in the bowl. 7 of Wands. 8 of Wands. And the Hermit reversed. I feel like this person sort of tortures themselves with this idea of like mistakes that they've made. They don't want to repeat past mistakes. Like I feel like they like to learn from their lessons. But this is a hard one because they can't go back to correct it in this moment. Like they feel this strong momentum to move forward, but they feel this blockage. They don't feel ready to completely move forward either because they almost feel a little bit addicted to the connection, even if years have passed. In the bowl today of the chain, Capricorn energy, the devil, chain of events that could affect our life. We have H, K, and we have X. We have 2 butterflies. So 2 people that perhaps have come to some type of conclusion or revelation about this connection. 2 people that have grown as well. We have the High Priestess highlighting our intuition and highlighting our deep knowing and sort of spiritual knowing about this connection. And also the Pisces fish here. I do think of the 10 of Swords, but it's more optimistic than the traditional 10 of Swords because it does feel like solutions, coming to new perspectives, making a new plan. Pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell. I also offer private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below as well, and I do update that shop daily, so keep checking back. But come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the 2 of Cups, and this is your reading. The person on your mind and no contact, what do they wish they could say to you right this moment? Now, this particular 2 of Cups, you can see it looks like twins, of course. It does speak to a mirrored soul path or mirrored feelings between the 2 of you. There's a reference here as well to 2 people that are truly an influence to each other's temperance path. They're highlighting temperance for me. They're highlighting passion with the tulips, and how perhaps the passion that you both felt towards each other was very equal, despite maybe the knowledge. Despite not knowing that that's a fact. It does also reference the desire to be in a relationship, or even past desires to be in a relationship. What do they wish they could say? Four of Wands. Lots of twin flame energy coming out here for you today. Pile 3. They're talking about like a short period of time that the two of you spent time together in relation to the rest of your lives. Like, despite the fact that you were both together for such a short amount of time, or you influenced each other for such a short amount of time, you had a huge impact. You set a standard of some kind, and they really celebrate that. Like, they celebrate you. Here's the 8 of Swords. Ten of Pentacles coming out with the 7 of Wands. I will say here for these 3 piles today, it must be a collective energy, because I do get a sense of commitment cycles that maybe one or both of you have entered into, and that is something that is a common theme today. They really want me to bring up the idea of a golden retriever personality, or a golden retriever in general. And perhaps the two of you worked together, or because I feel like even when they met you, it could have been a school situation, but even when they met you, they may have not have been available, and maybe you weren't available, but there was this mutual attraction that still existed. And again, it feels so temporary to them, but they still think about it. Maybe even years later, they still think about this now. And they think about the wasted opportunity. They also, I will be honest with you, they wish that they hadn't preserved current situations and wasted the opportunity with you. Even if from the outside perspective, it would have looked like a huge waste to the collective of them risking something profound or something secure to go towards you, but they regret not taking that chance. Because they're like, now I'll never ever know. I'll never ever know because I didn't risk something, because I didn't take a chance, and now I'm never going to know. And they're actually saying to themselves, you probably feel the same way, because now you'll never know. So this is what they want to clear the air with. They want to let you know about the impact that you made, about the temptation that it created for them. And now they're saying, they're using that terminology, they're using that song by Britney Spears, Slave for You. It's like the thoughts in their mind are like a slave to you. Because despite something practical and strong, and maybe in a commitment cycle here in the center, there is just this desire to just see something through, to experience it, to know what it would feel like. And they're saying, I couldn't commit at the time because I felt stuck, but I'm recognizing now that maybe that should have come to a close, or maybe I needed the catalyst of this attraction to create change for myself. Because it's like they don't regret the regret. Like there's a feeling about being sorry they didn't waste something, being sorry that they didn't risk this. Because they're saying that it was maybe completely out of character for them, or it would have been completely out of character for them. Maybe they're the ones with the golden retriever personality. But now all they can do is think about it. Now they don't feel like there are solutions, because all they can do is let it swim around in their mind about shoulda, coulda, woulda. Justice. But they were afraid at the time of where that path would lead them. But they're starting to wonder now if that path would have led them to more satisfaction. Because the truth is, they could be experiencing trouble or obstacles in their current foundations at this moment. I feel like there's something going on in their current relationship or their current commitment cycle. Even if they're not in one, it's like they're just wishing not taking a chance then with you. Even if they had a relationship then, or even if a relationship was stood as an obstacle, they're like, I wish I just would have risked it. I wish that we could have risked it. But I was trying to keep everything in balance, and I was trying to keep everybody happy. Maybe in the context of home, maybe in the context of the work realm. Here's the Strength, Leo, Libra coming through. But it's like they literally felt like they had to tame their desires in order to do that. And they want to let you know that that was the truth of what was happening behind the scenes. Look at all the major arcanic themes coming for you now. Hanged Man, Justice, Strength, Hierophant, all as supports to what you could have seen or what was presented to you. They're letting you know about the profound impact that actually had upon them. Because the Strength is number 8, 8 of Swords and 8 of Pentacles. And this was an opportunity that they feel like they failed. Here is the Tower. And they could be feeling, to be honest with you, they could be feeling like they wish they would have risked it anyway, because they may feel like they're headed for a Tower moment anyway in their commitment cycles. Because now they're really regretful because they feel a momentum towards something breaking down, or there's something going on in their life right now that isn't abundance, that does feel like there's upheaval. Maybe there could be arguments or conflicts in the context of their relationships or their commitments. And this is when the shoulda, coulda, wouldas really rise to the surface. This is when they truly look into the background and wondered if they lowered their standards at the time by staying complacent. Because they feel like, because they're struggling right now in that environment, it's like, I probably would have ended up here anyway. So I wish I had just taken the chance with you. But I do feel like there could have been like a job that was here, like there was a feeling of institutions being involved, marriage, you know, maybe we worked in the government, or maybe we worked in the institution or the educational field. And those are just slight examples, or some examples of the type of careers that the Hierophant can represent. But it's like we were both listening to the collective expectation at the time. There's the 8 of Cups. And now I feel like there's the 10 of Swords again, 6 of Pentacles. I feel like they're really going through it in their karmic cycle. And I think they're feeling really, really disappointed in what they're experiencing right now, which is automatically leading them back to a place where there was potential, where there was a spark, where there was profound chemistry between the two of you. Because it's like they're really sorry they didn't do it. And at the time they're saying, I felt like I couldn't, or I felt helpless. But I now see that that was not the truth of the situation. That the reality is that I was afraid to create a change or a challenge to the balance that we'd created. And now it does feel like almost like a devastating outcome for them, because I feel like they're just not happy. Not happy perhaps in commitment cycles. And it's like they're having to come to terms with this opportunity with you that could have led them to a more passionate outcome, or what they're assuming would have been a more passionate outcome. What do they wish they could say? We have honeymoon phase. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And religious factors coming out. Whenever I see the religious factors coming out, it says your love life is being influenced by your religious upbringing and your spiritual path. I always think of like culturally based marriages, or marriages that are not necessarily based on emotional love, but maybe based on partnership at this time, a shared goal, a mission, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it's driven from the heart. So they could be in a commitment cycle, but this is their, like they think that you might have been their soulmate. Praying for you, affirmations, visualizations, helping to bring you closer together, and wishing for playfulness, wanting to recapture the romance that you brought into their life, or the opportunity for romance that you brought into their life, and allowing their inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Because right this moment with the King of Pentacles, I don't think he's very happy with what's happening currently in their current environment. It definitely doesn't feel playful. It definitely feels like it's testing their strength at this moment, and you represent that playfulness. And there's a question with the Daisy of like, do they love me? Do they love me not? Do they love me? Do they love me not? So they're unsure about what sort of impression they left upon you. Let's get some message cards here, please. What do they wish they could say right this moment, please, to pile number 3? My life is not as together as it seems. And I do wish that things could be different. I feel you even though we're apart. Perhaps feeling the mutual passion. You and I were too young or too ill-equipped, maybe in the environment that we're in. I know that I messed up everything, but I couldn't let you get too close to me. I just saw I will wait for a sign from you. Any more messages in this deck, please, Spirit? I don't think there are any more messages in this deck. I just saw it's time for me to heal now, but I don't feel like that was a part of your message, if I'm being honest with you. And it didn't want to fly out, so let's try a different deck. Are there any more messages this person wishes that they could say? What do they wish that they could say? It says here, I left because you told me to, ... It is coming in the reversal. You may not have told them to leave. There's also a reference to, again, the Eight of Cups with that card and moving forward because they were feeling dissatisfied. It's like they left because their higher self told them to, or because their ego told them to. It says here, I am terrified. And this is the Nine of Swords, of overthinking. Scared to make change happen now. But the truth is the truth. You are so beautiful. What do you need me for? And if I'd asked you to stay, would you have left? They're talking about how happiness is their priority in this moment, and they wonder if you think about them in the same capacity at all. It says here, my life started when I met you, but happiness is my priority. Back of the deck has been split in two between do you think about me too and please let me have you. So this is like a secrecy energy of the Seven of Swords. They may think of you in a very secret way. They may wonder if you are feeling at all the parallels that they are feeling in this moment, although this Two of Cups would indicate that perhaps you do feel that energetic charge between the two of you after all. Let's get a charm bowl, please. The last thing that they thought about when it comes to pile 3, their last thought, pile 3 in the bowl, the lovers. I just heard the song Torn Between Two Lovers, Feeling Like a Fool. Now, the Five of Swords is in the reverse position, which is usually where I like to see it, because they're talking about kind of peace, getting caught for their feelings. They're feeling like they would have been able to experience the connection with you and experience a peace even if they got caught. Like they're highlighting getting caught in the past, but they're trying to sort of work through this regret. And they're like, I feel like it would have been worth it. I feel like it would have been worth, there could have been peace. I would have gotten over that hurdle. I'd be settled into my life by now. But we have third party energy here with the Lovers and the Three of Swords. And now they feel like they have to make decisions between partners at this moment again. And I feel like that was already present in the past of this connection. But they could be avoiding leaping forward to kind of make amends in this moment because they're trying to avoid conflict and arguments in that environment. I don't think they're very happy in the bed that they've made. We do have the Pirate, and there's the cupcake. I always think of somebody who wants their cake and eat it too. They're talking about bones to pick when it comes to transition and reality. So they could have been trying to make off with something that didn't belong to them in the first place. They could also be feeling that way. We also have a nod to the workplace with the paperclip, and we have the anchor. So using the workplace as a excuse or as an obstacle, also feeling stuck in the work that they've done or the position that they put themselves in. We do have here the kitty cat Leo energy and claiming our independence. That might be, independence might be the wrench in our plan, but it is the red-handled wrench, so it's a tool that we can use. Independence might be the tool that can bring us back together. But there's still bones to pick when it comes to them ending cycles. So it's like they kind of wish that they could have their cake and eat it too at this point. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. Hope it resonates with you. Please drop your comment below for your chance to win a reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell. There's also a link below for Etsy for a personalized reading if you feel called to as well, and I do update that shop daily. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.